Every child is scared of the dark, not because it is dark, but because they know sooner or later they will be discovered. On July 16th, 1945, in a remote area of New Mexico during an early morning darkness, there was a vision in the sky that was so glorious, so full of beauty. People for miles around rejoiced in its brilliance. It filled the sky with wonder in the same way the Northern Lights in Canada can fill the sky with wonder. And it filled us with questions. Did it rip a hole in the fabric of the sky? Did it tear a hole in our understanding? Did it somehow bring us together or forever rip us apart? In the late 1880s, in the land of the Dene Nation in northern Canada, a medicine man prophesied a burning vision. All night this man sang. He sang about seeing a strange people whose skin was white, and about following them as they entered a deep hole with metal tools. He sang about the digging of great tunnels and of the surface above the ground where these strange people made strange houses with smoke coming out of them. The prophet looked up and saw a huge bird with a grey belly. The bird landed and was loaded with long sticks of rock as thin as your arms pulled from the deep earth. He watched the white men dig something more from the hole in the earth and saw them raise it into the cool sky. Finally it disappeared, then it reappeared, burning. When he finished singing, the medicine man said, "The people they dropped this burning on so far away looked like us, like the Dene. But this vision is not for us now. It will come a long time in the future. It will come burning from inside." In 1945, uranium mined from the land of the Dene Nation in northern Canada was used in the bombs that were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The Dene learned precisely how their land had been used and how history would be transformed. The burning had begun. In 1998, the Dene organized a formal expedition to Japan to apologize for their unknown role in the bombing of their cities. A few years later, Marie Clements wrote this remarkable play about what that history meant not only to the Japanese and to the Dene, but to the world. Burning Vision is more than a play. It is music. It is a dance. It is poetry, images that travel across time. It is a theatrical work that evokes an emotional response, reminding us not only of the danger of mass destruction, but inspiring us to search for the human thread that connects us all. The play begins with an explosion, it ends with an explosion. And between these two bookends of fire, a chorus of voices emerge from the distant corners of the globe. Earth, air, water, fire. The four movements of the play trace the story of uranium from the discovery to the bomb. Dene ore carriers slowly dying of radiation, a Japanese fisherman chasing a trout through the sky, a clown-like prospector scared silly of the dark, a geisha girl caught in the jaws of American propaganda, a beautiful native child personified as the darkest form of uranium. The playwright uses these characters to stir us to action. The play begins far underground in the 1930s as two prospectors search for uranium. They turn on flashlights. Their light guides us through the action of the play. It pierces the dark shadows where characters are woven together by the prophecy of the burning vision. The stories never land. They overlap. They meld. They bombard. The flashlights shine on Little Boy, a terrified Indian child huddled in the darkest corner of the earth. Little Boy is a name given to the bomb dropped in Hiroshima. The child falls through the darkness and lands in the arms of Fat Man, the name of the bomb dropped over Nagasaki. Voices of the dark earth. the sound of caribou trampling the ground above. That man, now sitting in his Nevada desert home in the 1950s, lounges as a bomb test dummy in his lazy boy armchair, surrounded by Playboy magazines, state-of-the-art sound system, TV, beer, junk food, and the boy. He protects his piece of the American pie, pumping himself up, waiting to explode. Characters dream each other, see each other without eyes, feel without touch. An older Dene woman tries to burn her dead husband's clothes to release him to the spirit world. A young Métis bread maker walks between her white father and native mother, unable to live as either. A young Japanese fisherman lets go of the cherry tree and flies across the globe. The sound of electric clicks, radio dials gliding over static, hooves, small feet, fire, whispers. Men listen to radio waves, longing for the comfort of Tokyo Rose. A miner stands in the center of the earth, dreaming about women. A Japanese grandmother walks in slow motion over a battlefield of cherry blossoms, searching for her grandson. And the song of the medicine man drums forth his prophecy. A beautiful 1930s American woman paints radium on the dials of clocks and becomes more and more radioactive. She places the clocks in a huge circle. She walks to the miner in the center of the earth. She shows him the half of her face that is missing. They dance. The characters and their stories come together in a final scene, propelled by the rhythm of the medicine man, the clicking of the Geiger counter, the tick-tick-ticking of the radium painter's clocks, the countdown, the detonation, and the heartbeat of an unborn half-Métis, half-Japanese child. Their voices become one. Uranium is discovered. The prophecy is fulfilled. The world falls into blackness. Glowing herds of buffalo move in unison over the vast empty landscape. Cherry blossoms fall and fill the stage. I love this play. I love its integrity, its poetry. I love its boldness. Together with some of the finest Catalan and Canadian theatre artists, we have been developing a multilingual version of Burning Vision for 4 years. The project incorporates dance, film, and original music, some of which you've heard here. It is composed and will be performed live by Eduard Iniesta, a remarkable Barcelona composer I've wanted to work with for some time. The design team is creating a world where the audience will be surrounded by a huge circle. The circular image associated with Canadian Native culture will bring the actors and the audience together into the vast emptiness of earth and sky. Canadian filmmaker Larry Bauman, who created the images for this presentation, will also be creating the images that will be projected on this circle. Now, the performance space itself will be uncluttered and open, allowing us to concentrate on the work of the actors, where our concentration belongs, the physicality of the piece. My approach is based on a method that I have been developing for many years, for an entire career. It is an attempt to explore inner and outer movement and take it towards character transformation. It's inspired by my work by my studies, in fact, with Yat Mromgen from the London Drama Centre and the theories of Rudolf Laban. Those who may have seen the all-female version of the Iliad, which I directed for this festival, the Grec Festival, a number of years ago, will recognize the style. I want the audience to enter this play through the senses, to experience it emotionally rather than intellectually. I want them to enter a fluidity where the characters, the stories, the theatrical elements come together, overlap, never land, spellbind. I want the interplay between the inner and the outer worlds to be seamless. That's what I want. That's a big order, but that's where we're going. The cast will consist of an equal division of Canadian and Catalan actors. It is not my intention to use surtitles. Through the melding of our theatrical voices, we will arrive at a unified simplicity. And under the words, we will communicate in a common language. We will ask the question, did this vision rip a hole in the universe? Did it rip a hole in our understanding? Will it forever keep us apart? Or can it somehow can it somehow bring us together?